How do you know if your assembly lines have too many jobs scheduled for production or too few? Is an assembly line over-allocated or underutilized? Do you need to move jobs around? I'm going to show you an MRP named Standard Time, and it answers questions like how many assembly lines are required for my current jobs? And what kind of headcount do I need? Are too many jobs scheduled or not enough? Can I add a new job to a certain assembly line next week? Are there any jobs that have not yet been scheduled? And many more like that. The product is named Standard Time, and here it is. Here we're looking at the project tasks view that shows all of the jobs and tasks lined up for assembly lines. As I scroll through here, there are literally hundreds of these jobs. I'm going to go to the Tools menu and choose Assembly Lines, open up the Las Vegas plant, and then click on the assembly bays 1 through 62. Now you can have as many of these as you like, and don't get too hung up on the term bay. These could be assembly lines, equipment, assembly areas, or assembly bays as you see here. As I click on these, you can see the various projects that are already committed or slotted for production on these assembly bays. Let's go ahead and take a look at how this would look in a resource allocation chart and grid. I'm going to choose View, Project, Resource Allocation. And when I do, I see a nice little bar chart that shows me the bays that are currently committed for production. You can see 36 bays, 52, 44, 37. If I go to the View menu and choose Resource Requirements Grid, now I see all of the bays listed here on the left. And as I scroll down, you see the same numbers down at the bottom. 36 bays, 58% allocated, 52 bays, 83% allocated. But you also see an interesting thing. There are some cells that are red. Those are areas where the assembly bays or assembly lines are over allocated. So let's go ahead and click on one of those. You can see the projects that are allocated or slotted for production on that assembly line. As I click on each one of these, you can see that little area change. And that's a bad situation. We've got too many jobs lined up for an assembly bay or an assembly line during this time slot. So you can go to those and remove one and get these assembly bays looking a little bit better. You can also take these and drag these onto the empty slots, and that would slot the job for production at that time. So this is a way for you to check your resource allocation or requirements for the assembly bays and make changes by simply taking a project and dragging it onto empty slots, and that would slot that job for production. So let's go ahead and close this, do a quick overview. Again, we're looking at project tasks, all the jobs listed here in the Gantt chart. We go to the Tools menu, choose Assembly Lines. You see all of your assembly lines listed here, the jobs that are slotted for them. Go to the View menu, choose Project, Resource Allocation. We're looking at all assembly lines here, and then we can choose between the bar chart or the actual grid, then click on a cell to make resource assignments.